Hello there, are you looking for a job that pays well enough to live? Well, that's what we got here. Welcome to the Bros Pizzeria where we got the whole get. We've got Jamie, we've got Snow, we've got Bommy, and we've got Pokey the Pirate.
Hey guys, I'm back. If you remember my last video, I made a review on the current Ultimate Spider-Man reviewing issue 1 to 2. And thank goodness I did when I did, because editing was a pain in my butt. Like the last time I edited a video that long was when I edited our Hunger Games The Bros episode. And the only other time editing has been this long for me was when I edited my SML reaction with Joseph Snowgolemanu video. Geez, now I know how rough people who make or edit videos got it. They really don't deserve the hate. Next time you see an animator, give them a hug and tell them you understand their struggle. Anyway, to give a quick recap of what happened in the last few issues. In this new Ultimate Universe, an evil version of Mr. Fantastic known as the Maker altered reality via time travel by going back in time to the 1960s. In doing so, he caused a lot of changes, some of which that make you ask if there are certain continuity errors in this universe. One of the changes he caused was that Peter Parker was never bitten by the iconic radioactive spider that gave him his abilities as a teenager. This caused him to live a relatively normal life, get married to Mary Jane Watson, and have two kids named Richie and Mayday Parker. However, Tony Stark, who is seemingly, at least in physical appearance, younger than Peter, gives Peter his powers back in an attempt to set their universe back to normal. In the first nights of using his abilities, Peter gets his butt whipped twice, and his daughter discovers his secret identity. Oh, and Uncle Ben is still alive in this universe, and him and J. Jonah Jameson are like brothers. The two quit the Daily Bugle and are trying to start their own business that they currently don't have a name for. All cut up? No. Well, it doesn't matter, let's move on. So the issue starts with Richie and MJ being suspicious of Peter and Mayday for some odd reason. According to Richie, it's due to certain faces the two are making, and evidently they made themselves more suspicious by not making eye contact. Peter fortunately swoops in before Mayday can blow their cover and refers to what they are doing as normal father-daughter time. Richie and MJ don't completely believe them but decide to trust them and go out to run errands. While they are gone using the nanotech in Peter's Picotech stealth suit, the two shapeshift the suit to be less scary and more fitting towards kids. They go through three familiar-looking outfits before landing on the classic red and blue. Afterwards, they decide to take the new suit out for a spin. One thing I did not notice until just now is Mayday looks similar to Annie Mae Parker, her technical sister from Spider-Man. Renew your vows back when Annie went by the codename AMP. Meanwhile, Ben and Jonah start setting up business in the new office building Ben bought for their still currently unnamed business. Jonah criticizes the place and Ben reminds them of their budget and asks if there was any more money for anything more. Jonah admits there was, but then they wouldn't be able to start affording stuff like furniture for their new business. Peter arrives to drop off a plant for the place and also criticizes its appearance, much to Ben's annoyance. Peter notices the two have a crime board and asked about it. They tell him a few things and then state they can't tell him any more due to him working for the enemy. Peter fakes and jokes about being emotionally hurt by that before all three of them begin to study the board. They come to the conclusion that there's a war brewing between the vigilante known as the Green Goblin and crime kingpin Wilson Fisk. They figure to get to Fisk they must first get to the Goblin. Peter decides to use his Spider-Man persona to look for clues and does a stakeout. something he's apparently always wanted to do. However, after a very uneventful 2 days, at least according to Peter, he is about to quit the stakeout when he suddenly sees a battle between Green Goblin and Bullseye. One argument I saw a lot in discussions about and comments, not so much an argument as much as it was a questions, was that people were confused on Bullseye's appearance. A lot of people, due to Bullseye's appearance in the Daredevil Netflix television series, believe nowadays that Bullseye is and always has been a Daredevil villain. Some people's explanation for why he was being a Spider-Man villain right now is just that Spider-Man tends to fight a lot of Daredevil villains, which honestly disappointed me because these people were supposed to be Marvel fanboys like me, and everyone should know that Bullseye was originally a Hawkeye villain. Bullseye fights Green Goblin and mocks the Goblin for being a false hunter. Bullseye then uses Goblin's own pumpkin bomb against him, knocking him down. Goblin attempts to mock Bullseye by reminding him of his appearing allegiance. However, Bullseye reveals that he does not in fact work for Fisk, with his true allegiances being with the Maker's Council. As he is about to kill Goblin, Peter swoops in and stops him. Bullseye is pleased to see Spider-Man, as to him it means he can take down 2 birds with 1 stone and then go home. Bullseye brings a crane down on Peter, to which Goblin gets mad and calls attention to himself. Bullseye defeats Goblin once more, but as he prepares to kill him, Goblin uses Bullseye's own words against him as Peter comes and knocks him out cold. Afterward, Peter has no idea what to do, as this is the first time he's actually defeated a supervillain. Goblin fortunately takes care of it, taking Goblin away. Goblin then, in a seeming subtle manner, either compliments or insult Peter's suit. Peter takes it as an insult and defends Mayday's choice. Goblin then presses a button and deactivates his suit. However, this also somehow deactivates Peter's suit. Some people I saw seemingly commented that Harry hacked Peter's suit, but that's not the way it looked to me. Harry seemed surprised that Peter's suit deactivated as well. Along with that, according to the wiki, Harry's suit is called the OSBSTRK Armor Model 1. If you look at those letters, it seems to be a pretty clear anagram for Osborn and Stark. Perhaps Tony built Harry the suit, or maybe before Howard and Obadiah worked together, Howard and Norman did. Whatever the case, the two then have an awkward meeting, ending the issue. Alright, now for my final thoughts on the issue. I personally loved it, and Jonathan Hickman is doing an amazing job on this comic series in my opinion. I also love the wholesome moment we got at the beginning here. The only thing I so far don't like about the comic is right now we barely get any moments between Peter and his family. I'm sure that'll change, but as of right now, that's my only issue with it. I'm gonna give this comic a 10 out of 10. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see either on the next review or in my next animation video.